Hey everybody. Camera's a little off. We're still getting used to this new setup. I changed things around. Hi! We're gonna start over. Hang on, that was silly. Hello everyone. Welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Zelda's Ballad. We are at the finale. We have completed all the Divine Beasts. We are now got the Master Sword, have plenty of hearts, powered it up to all get out, have all the champions' weapons. We are ready to take on Ganon and the Hyrule Castle whenever we feel like it. Whenever we feel like it, which is going to be tonight. Because guess what? Today is May 13th, and yesterday was May 12th. And I got Tears of the Kingdom. I have it right here in my hands, ready to play. But I told myself I wasn't going to play this yet until I finish this. And it's been driving me nuts all weekend. And I finally found time to sit down and do this. So here we are, everybody. It's the finale. We're finishing this so I can start playing Tears of the Kingdom. Because I know once I start playing Tears of the Kingdom, I ain't coming back. So the plan for today is we need to finish up the Terrytown storyline. We got everyone there now, so I'm really excited to see that finish. We need to do I want to do the storyline with the Zora who has a crush on like a pen pal. So I want to get that out and see that. And also we need to go find the Hylian Shield because that's a classic staple of Zelda. Why wouldn't we have the Hylian Shield? Also, there's the Royal Guards out uniform, which I want to find because we look cute as hell. So, I'm really excited about that. Let me go ahead and do a tweet out, because I forgot to do the tweet out, that we are live. Look at me silly, listen to music. Whee! Okay. Enough staring at me, stare at my phone, staring at the internet, trying to tell everybody to come watch. It's time. So let's just dive in, shall we? I've been wanting to finish this and see how it all shakes out for quite some time. And what better time than now? What better place than here? That's a lyric, but I got it backwards. Either way. Last thing we did is we took on Divine Beast Ruda in the last one in our reverse sweep. As you see, we have all of them now. We've done 76 of the 120 shrines. I feel like I'm wearing my headphones backwards. You ever have that feeling? Feels weird. They're on right, but it feels weird. And we've been frustrated not being able to play anything else since then. So we're here now with all the tools in front of us, able to take on Ganon anytime we please. We're going to see if we can sell some stuff off and get enough gold to buy the Sheikah set as well, because I realized we hadn't gotten that, and I'd like to see how it looks, because that's a pretty outfit. Might also just jump over to, what's the place? Gerudo City to see if we can get the Radiant outfit while we're at it. I'll also try and get us the Dark outfit, but that's not going to work. Oh, that's right, we painted our outfit to look like Mifa. I forgot about that. Hell yeah. Right, so let's already here. Let's work on that quest with the lady. She was here with her letter. She was forbidden from going to go do it. Now that we've brought safety back to the area, we can go do that. Okay, In the end now, I'm forgetting how the controls, going back to it from Genshin. It's our fastest way back there, because we need to get to Bank of Wishes. Let's go ahead and put a marker down for that, because that's where we're going. Let's hop on the bike. Oh. What the? Yeah, no dude, it's pretty scary. Trust me, I wasn't trying to pull that out, hop on the bike. Can't use my bike here? That's silly. What about here? I can ride it in. You can't let me use here though? How about this? Alright, fine. Is there like after that barrier? Nope. That's weird because they let me ride it in. I can't spawn it here? Is that what the problem is? Can't spawn the bike on a bridge? There we go. It's on the bridge, just close by. We're having a time today, aren't we? Nice that it's no longer gross looking. I think we're gonna run out of gas here any second. Might mean we're gonna switch to the horse in a second. Might be easier because it's a little easier to go around these jumps and things. There it is. We could have just teleported to the Divine Beast, couldn't we have? Yeah, it's probably faster. Honestly. Off to a great start. Trying to rush this and we're going slower because of it. Man! Tonight's drink of choice is Midori Sour. Melon Sour. I tried to make one last night and I ended up spilling it everywhere. Horrible. But now we got it and we're drinking it. My new favorite drink. Very tasty and very good. Alright. Where we're going, we don't need roads. So, what the lady was telling us, the thing that's right here below us, is that she had a pen pal she had a crush on and wanted to send a message to. She had to do it specifically from the Bank of Wishes. It's here, but where is she? Doesn't make sense. I have a quest already and didn't follow it up on it. You're not doing the Champion's Ballad. Crazy that it. Weird. Let's do a save load and see if that fixes it. I think she's supposed to be here after the fact. Forget her name though. Let's look that up. Bank of Wishes Wild. Supposed to be here. Special deliveries name of the quest. Let's start here with Finley. She's not here. She's the one supposed to push us into the water. We clearly hit a bug. Because if it breaks, she gets upset, I think. And now we're frozen in time. I can't even use the controls or anything. That's how much of a bug this is. So, back to the music while I figure out what's going on here. We're going to try starting it without that mod installed. So you have a mod that makes it so in do this quest, Finley is an adult. Because normally in this quest, Finley is an adolescent. And it's kind of creepy that she has a relationship with this older dude. So, that. Aging up Finley. I'm gonna label it. Just to make sure it works. And we'll also move it up to the top of the scroll. Odds, man. Work until they don't. When they don't, be frustrating. And we know it worked, because we found Aged Up Finley in Zora's domain previously. We know that it functions. We just happened to be in the wrong place when it happened. Or rather, wrong period of time. Alright. Try this again. What we've done so far is we've come back out, we've disabled it, and we've rearranged the load order. And we'll try the mod again once we confirm that she's actually here. If she actually loads in and she's here, there she is. So that's where she's supposed to be. But you see, she's an adolescent. And we're not really down with that creepy kind of like adolescent dating an older man kind of thing. Not at all. It's so weird that Nintendo allowed that to happen. The game has great localization, and then it screws up this one like kind of crucial like situation. I'm having fun with my stream deck. I've had this forever, but I haven't used it since I actually was streaming really seriously back in the day. Need to move it closer. When I do my like Tears of the Kingdom streaming, which I'm wanting to do from my bed on my big TV, I want to have it right there with my fingertips so I can just press the buttons from my bed, which would be way easier than having to like get up and move the computer over there or something. Nope. Doesn't work. She's not here. Okay. Well, that's a problem. We're gonna have to start this up at least and see if we can get going at all. I wonder if there's anything else that's conflicting with it. Conflicting. If we can't get it to work, then we'll just not even do the quest, because the quest I don't want to do if she's a little girl. I like the idea of actually being able to show it with, like, her being the appropriate age. It's supposed to be this little, like, adolescent. Like, I'll even chop this out of the stream record. My buttons all working. I'm feeling really cool with my stream deck. Funky that's not working. Like it should. Like it should work. And do all this effort for not for like to get this answer of having to deal. Where are my thoughts? She's a little girl. Like the hell Nintendo. Like why? Do you have a wish for the water here fairy too? Oh, I suppose not. If you did, you would have a letter sent. Wait, does that mean you're a servant of the water fairy? That's right. That can't possibly be so. Please don't make fun of me just because I'm a cute girl. You're the traveler, that's lucky for me. Oh wow, if that's the case, I have an important request for you. Once I release it, I'd like you to follow my love letter and to get to know whoever picks it up. Once you do that, please report back to me so I can find out what kind of person he is. I know, you're probably thinking, why not just get the letter? You're just gonna go yourself, lazy girl. I'm right, aren't I? Thing is, I promised my mother I wouldn't venture out too far. So I'm begging you, please, find the person who picks up this letter, okay? She sounds like a little girl. Her mom won't let her leave the house, and she's asking us to go like find out what's happening. The electronics break easily. Please be careful. I'm intending on breaking it right away, just so we get the quest like in our logs. Hopefully she remains. There you go. Quest is in our log. What is it? Can't see the letter. Last time a letter isn't yes. We thought something like that happens, so I need extra. Alright, we're gonna shoot it again. do a hard save again. It's all over again. That's the one thing. We won't get screens like that anymore because that was a Wii U relic. A relic of the past. We have the quest in our log now. Model is meant to be here. Will she be here? Nope. Totally invisible. Doesn't exist. Okay. Well then. We won't be doing this quest. Never mind then. Okay. So Terrytown it is then. Off to Terrytown. Wearing... Well, we don't need to wear that. We look cool, but we don't need to wear that. I was thinking like... When I played through this game as Link, I always wore... Mifa's chess piece that she gave us because it was important and special. But now that we're playing as Zelda and that doesn't matter, why do I want my Ballad? I mean, but since we are going to a royal situation, go ahead and show up in our ceremonial royal crap. So we look the part. What is with me in this game crashing on this outfit? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It just loves to crash on me with that outfit. It's not crashing, then it's a miracle. But, no, it hard crashed. I can't even, like... Yeah, the emulator wouldn't even stop. I wonder if there's a way for me to, like, do part of the quest and then come back and have the other part be fixed, but, like... Still uncool that she's such a little girl out the shit. Beep beep. Right. There we go. Keep going. Did that say our in-game time was 23 hours 15 minutes? If so, that's really funny because we've done 46 hours in this game. Yep, there she is, just staring into the void. Alright. Trying to just wear our outfit. Totally nude, no problem. And we're gonna throw on... I think it's the arm danglies that always kill me. So let's throw those on. Then Tiara. Then the chest piece. Cool. Right. We're showing up to a wedding, which is why we're doing this. I wonder if that Terrytown teleporter would work now. Nothing to try, but I also don't want to like risk fate again, as we've been fighting with that teleporter being in front of Terrytown for a while. And I think I remember having problems even in the game, so we're not going to bother. Turns out there's still one thing that happened, I guess. Compiled 43 new pipelines. It's not raining here for once, that's nice. The house is finished. Yep, it's finished. See a giant. The sun is hitting it just right, so like we can see that platform there. Cool. The house is gonna be ours, which will be dope. Gonna be here for the wedding. But yeah. There's a dog. Pretty sure this is our house. Let's read this sign here. Zelda's house. Oh yeah. Hey. You found Zora? Thank you, really. And I talked earlier. He said that he literally was a priest before he got retired. You can't get more priest-like than that. His name is Capson, so I have no objections there. It really is amazing that you were able to find someone priest-like who also had an acceptable name. Next is, of course, we'll have to invite guests in order to hold a ceremony. Guests. I'm talking about my boss, Bolson, and my subordinate, Carson. However, I gotta prepare for ceremonies. My hands are full. You got them for me? Where are they? You know where they are. The boss and the Carson are in the village, right? I see. Excellent. Counting on you. Savak, did you move something? Savak. Yes, Savak, that's correct. Maybe you've already heard, but Hudson and I are engaged. Congratulations. Excellent. Hudson isn't all that great at things, but besides he's chosen profession, but I guess it's chill, is it? Just talk to me if you want to know more. Alright, Ronson, I'm happy you're happy. Matters. Alright, let's hit the thing again. We're going back to Hotno. Tell them we got a wedding to attend. And I'll finally move the Bolson Company to Terrytown, off my lawn. Is there any quests I want to clean up? I don't think so. Might be a short stream, because we're just gonna get stuff done. We'll see about messing around that mod a little more, see if we can get working. Just enough for like maybe to finish the quest. Zelda out here just running as hard as she can in that dress. You bums. Get off my lawn. Hey. Wait, what?
Oh.
Hudson's getting married and he wants me to attend the wedding? Wow. Good on him. Okie doo. I'm in. Wedding time, baby. Not like there's anything to do here anyway. Well, guess I'll get packed and head over to Hudson's place. Please. Yeah. Leave on. Okie doo.
Hi.
Carson, we're headed out.
Oh.
Finally, we've been waiting for this day. There's a Terrytown theme. We'll do a quick sleep here because this has the quote-unquote soft bed that gives us an extra heart. Just one. Keep doing that. You think I'd be making this up with how much this thing crashes? Like, seriously. Sorry about that. Had a bit of a little extended cut there. Disable it. Yeah. Just out here still fighting with this game, man. Just fighting with it. Leaving the house caused it to crash. Hot No's always a hot mess with this. Bringing up the map caused it to crash. That's what happened this time. We gotta see if we can even change our outfit now, because it's like we're trapped inside this house. You have to wait for it to load before we do anything. Still silly that's happening so much. It's hilarious because it's the finale. It's literally the end, and we're out here like fighting with the game to get it to finish. This is any other game. When we were trying to play it, we would be like totally over it and done with it, you know? Like a lot of new games release this way, where it's totally busted when it comes out, and then you're like, why am I even playing this? Why did I spend $70 and the game's falling apart like it is? Game is just trying to make sure it doesn't crash. We're just trying to make sure it doesn't crash. We're another map. Game not to crash. Ground fine. Hang out here. Wow, 43 new pipelines. Hanging out. No thing. We're gonna attempt to bring up the map. Okay. Wait for the game to load, I guess. Going to attempt to teleport to Terrytown. See if this works. Put it down there for a reason. I can teleport there quickly. And it worked. It was just the fast teleport mod that was screwing us. Alright, we are here. We're dressed for the occasion and we are here. Bronson, tell your husband it's time to get married. Zavork. Hey. You're my invitation for me. Thank you. Now then, Carson and Boss. We're at the ceremony? Yes. Should join the gathering. Time to see Ronson get married. Cheers, Ronson. May your marriage be healthy, long, and pleasant. Silence, please, everyone. We shall now begin. We are gathered here today to join Hudson and Ronson in matrimony. Hudson. Before the eyes of these witnesses and before those of Goddess Hylia. You take Ronson to be your wife, having to hold in good times and in bad. I do. Excellent. And Ronson, before the eyes of these witnesses and before those of the Goddess Hylia, saying it wrong. You take Hudson as your lawfully wedded husband, in sickness and in health. And do you also vow to name your children in accordance with the Bolson contracting naming guidelines? Wait a minute. Those vows are not traditional by any standards. What makes you say that? They're as traditional as it gets. That makes me traditional in the sense of that word. A vow of undying tradition. A vow of guidelines compliance. I'll take that vow. You silly guys. Think of future generations. Could have called it Suntown then. Well, it's all the dudes, and this like one lady's like objecting to it. And they're like, yeah, and we're like, bruh. Well, those are the guidelines. I do. Excellent. Start again. So, dearly beloved, please help me in greeting this newly married couple. I just noticed that bell. I don't think I ever noticed that before. I installed that just for this. I wish the new couple nothing but the most happiness as they set out on their journey of marital bliss. I'm really hoping to see them in the future. I'd love to see Ronson's kid in Tears of the Kingdom.
Vasak.
Zach, did you need something? Zach.
Oh.
Wedding ceremony was what I expected, but it was special all the same. Did you like the dress? I made it myself. No kidding! It's amazing. Although Hudson wanted me to weave the gems he mined into it, so every step down the aisle was a struggle. Well, that's life for you. With all its twists and turns. I hope you'll stick with us through them. She's so sweet. So happy. I'm so happy they're happy. Hey, it's you. Thank you for attending the ceremony. Congratulations. Thank you. Now, Terrytown looks like a real town at long last. It's all possible because of you. Can't thank you enough for all the hard work you did. Alright. This is for you. These are found inside those boulders we smashed when we cleaning the land. Ronson and I have news for them. You can take them. Hudson's a weird dude, but can't fault him for being a good guy. Right? So then this is our house. And that's our bed. That one's not our bed, but that one's our bed. Tons of different places to hang things, stuff. They have everywhere. There's Cherry, so we can just load him whenever we want. Weapon-wise. Can't get these. We could, but why? You know? We could get a snow. We could. No, we don't have enough for this one. The only thing I know about that I learned is that there's. I didn't realize this when I first played the game. This guy over here, Granty. I guess he's like that's a common name through the Zelda series. He is Robbie's son. He sells like armor and things. Hey. Huh? What? Oh, nice to meet you. Granty, dashing novice researcher in ancient civilizations. I've still got a lot to learn, though. My father told me to go out and see the world. Are you also making your way through the world? Something like that. Oh, you too, huh? I'm beside myself with glee. Anyway, you must have come from a long way to get here. Hey, how about as a reward, I let you buy some ultra rare armor at a decent price. Sound like a good deal? Should have found a use for it on your journey. Show me the goods. I'm looking to sell a bit of armor. Back soon. It's called climb something. Good set of rare gear called barbarian something or other. The rare gear called rubber something. Here you go. And these are all things I already have. Oh, but he's got the DLC armors. Wow. Wow. Very cool. Well, if that's good, I can get the. No, he doesn't. He has the ones I already have. He doesn't have the boots like I was looking for to finish off this look for what's her face? Something else? Maybe the armor? Oh, good. Alright. We decided that we were going to entertain the thought of this thing from entertain the thought of finishing up this quest with the little girl. Hoping that we can just like do part of it and then stop after we do a good part of it and then load the game up with the mod installed and have it work correctly. So we'll give it a try. Doesn't work. On again. Already given too much effort to this. Alright. Let's throw on some normal armor for now. To go out and do crazy. Oh, you couldn't see it. Oh, game crashes again. Back in a second. Crazy thing, it's already been an hour, and we've done almost nothing. Timer just keeps going. See how these games work. Time just flies by. Seems like we have to undress her again to make it work correctly. Bugging out on a second. Well, let's load in because I was afraid of it like not letting us load. Okay. Take this shit off. It's not taking it off yet. Hang on. I took off the arms. There you go. Yeah, those arm pieces are killing us, man. I swear. Like good gravy. We have more problems tonight with just like the game crashing on us than actually playing the game. Ridiculous. This is one armor set I think is giving us the problems. We have to see if we can like take off any of it. We're gonna run around for a little bit, I guess. Let it just like think about its life and make sure it has living. Handy double axe there. No problem. Here I was thinking about wearing this like at the finale with against Ganon, but at this point I think it's gonna bust on me so hard I don't want to bother. No? I see. Take off the chest piece. Does that make a difference? Okay. Chest piece came off. Arms. Yara. Okay. She has an outfit where she like hair gets short without having the coat on, right? Okay, that is. Funny how it's like specific outfits have that. Only specific ones. I think I'm begging for it to crash on me now without changing it all. This is cute and bratty. I like it. Yeah, let's wear this for a bit. Cool. Right. So, what is this on the back? Literally a belt. Literally a belt across her body for that top. That's hilarious. All right. We said we were gonna go. We were gonna try mess around and get this mod working. It worked when she was in Zora's domain. Know that it can and does function. It's just that it isn't working for her down here on the bank. I don't know if that's just because the mod is not taking that into account correctly. The person was testing it on a save file where they did already done the thing. These textures, man, look funky. Like a giant, whatever. Try this again. Alright, so the point is we have to keep track of it and watch it get all the way down. And I made it just conveniently enough that you can run along the whole thing. A couple of hiccups here and there. Spend more time waiting than we are just. I'm half expecting us to get attacked by Yigo here on the cliffside as we walk. It's honestly way funnier. Look at all those fishes. Might have to. Probably we don't want to get caught down there, dude. It gets gets caught, she won't be able to. Okay, I can just pick it up. Cool. Yeah, I was more worried about it. Probably wants to just pick it up and start like walking it. We're gonna switch over to outfit. There's muddy swims. Haven't seen people do it. Dive nearly. Like we're doing the reverse of what we did with what's his face? Don't. She don't. Or that guy's still up there. Nice opening out there, dude. Bow broke, but we're carrying around. That's better than next. Not as good as Claymore. Probably this. Yep. Get that. I knew it was coming. Weirdo. Waffles? What's up? Look how far this thing goes. If it does get stuck, we'll make it work. Okay, good call. Give a second to make it clear out. I keep moving. Alright, where'd it go? Can't have gotten that far. Apple. Apple. There it is. Glad it glows. Lost a little. Whistle notified where I am, and also it's coming. So hopefully- Shatter. Or die. Sorry, focus mode. My eyes are drying out, doing really funny. So focused. Push controls, shaky camera. How are her letters ever made down here before without my help? Your best. I grounded you. Hilarious. Bam. Sorry for the random question, but have you ever been to Zora's Domain? Why, yes. I see. Is it far from here? It's not that far. I see. Oh, sorry. Forgot to introduce myself.
Ah.
I am Sasan, the traveling merchant. I was on my way to Zora's domain, but a love letter in this inlet caught my eye. The writer seems to be a very lovely Zora named Finley. I've been corresponding with her by giving my replies to travelers heading to Zora's domain. So, you're following this letter? Yes. So she asked you to come down here and see what kind of person I am. Is that it? Well, earlier I lied when I wrote her and that I was a buff traveler. Said she wanted to meet me, but even though I'm dying to meet her, I can't do it. I've really blown it. If I had known this would happen, that I'd fall for her, I'd never lied. Love reigns supreme. Love reigns supreme. So it does. Now hearing that does make me feel a little better. Okay, it's time for me to take a chance and meet her. Oh, that reminds me. I wonder if the torrential rain has stopped. Waiting in Zora's domain. That's what her letter says, anyway. So I'll achieve 2 goals at the same time and train up my muscles on the way to there. I'll get super beefy. Yeah, that's the ticket. I'll run all the way to the main. Catch you later. Meet again at Zora's domain. I'm sure of it. This goofus. What a goofus. Alright. So we're going to do a hard save. We're going to turn on Adult Finley again. And we're going to see if this finally works. Because we should have Adult Finley for this instead of having some child talk to this man we just found. Hopefully it'll work now that she is back in Zora's domain instead of out in the field. Found love in a hopeless place. We found love in a hopeless place. Alright. Back to Zora's domain. Doom doom doom. Doom doom. Doom doom doom. Doom 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 doom. Doom doom. That sword still back here? It is. Sweet. Take a photo of it. While Zora prefers spears to swords, they made this two-handed weapon using a special metal. It's found popularity among Hylians for design. What they don't have is a Hylian shield. Or a Hylian shield. They're around. I found them before. I just don't have them. Zora shield. Alright, Finley. She should be over here on one of these pillars with her boy. That looks like them. There we go, the mod worked. She's an adult now, not a child. Perfect. Oh, it's you! Hey, Sasan! The lady who made sure my letter reached you safely. Oh, it's you! As you can see, I somehow made Zora's domain. Thanks to you, I managed to work up the courage to finally meet Finley. At least, that's how I see it. Thank you so much for introducing me to my soulmate. San and I discussed it, and we decided we just had to thank you the next time we saw you. So here, this is from both of us. Thank you for everything. You're paid. San, be sure to swim and climb a lot and lift a lot. Lifting stuff a lot. I hope you build up those muscles you promised me. Wish, my darling. I'll try my best. There. That's okay, because she's an adult. Child, no way, gross. Garden City is a really hot place. San, you're so dreamy. Please tell me more stories from your travel adventures. Balls. Zelda, I must thank you. You somehow overcame the objections of the old geezers of the council, all to save our home. Yes, you are a treasure of a Hylian. Taking time out of your journey to come to our rain and monster-ridden home. And here you activated those orbs with shock arrows, freed Ruda, and released my sister from her lingering regret.
Huh.
There she is in the background. Oh god, the game was crashing with the camera. Zelda, I simply can't thank you enough, especially for following me to the end. Pushy and unreasonable as I am. Zora's domain would still be in peril if not for you. You're welcome anytime. We are ever at your service.
Huh.
Have I mentioned how incredible you are, and how thankful I am? Because you are, and I am. Yes, you are the greatest of Hylians, and my most treasured friend for all time. Cool. Thanks, Shidon. Alright. We're gonna go see if we have enough money to buy ourselves that outfit I guess. We're gonna get the chic outfit. It's close to midnight. Going after dawn. Do 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 do. Every line. The night. Hello. Your shop. 500, 700, 600. So that's what? 13. Okay. 7, 6, 13, 5, 18. You have some gems. Got all these things. Gotta see if we can make some more haste. Sure we can. Which time is that? 49 amber. Alright, cool. Alright, throw these on. So this is more like the classic Super Sheikah out doing business kind of thing. We can dye it to make it look like the way I want it to look. Or like their classic outfits. We are silent. Hi out here? No, which is weird. She's usually outside during the day. Ah, so the sword is turned to a new owner. Ha, just as I expected of you, princess. The sword that seals the darkness is carving apart now. As long as the blade is at your side, you shall wield enormous power. Link has risked everything for you, that sword. Get that and not waste this chance. By the way, how are you faring thus far? I sense your presence. The Duke. Golly. 100 years ago, my life on the line to fight alongside everyone. But I could not protect them. They died without fulfilling their destinies. I have lived all this time thinking they died in vain. This energy I feel from their presence. It seems they have not given up. I also sense that they were all overjoyed to see you again. Now you all serve the same purpose. Go, it is time to attack Calamity Ganon. Go while he is weak. Hurry, princess, go, now! You'll find Calamity Ganon in Hyrule Castle. Even with the blessings of the Divine Beast on your side, you must be careful. Calamity Ganon will be protected. Prepared for anything. That shield heirloom is guarded by our tribe for generations. I request that you not touch it. Distinguish yourselves. I've always wondered about that. There's gotta be something that, like, triggers that we have it. That's there. Zelda. Wait, hold on. Roll that back. Roll that back. Roll that back. Previous page. Medicine, grin on her face. Do. Read the medicine. I spoke with grandmother about what's been weighing on my mind. The first time, my heart knows what it means to love. But maybe love that is never shared or returned. Just having it for myself is a gift. Seeing her brings me great joy. I bet she has that effect on everyone. I have only gratitude for her showing me what it's like to feel this way about someone. Gotta be a way to do that. Wait, that's just there? Cool. Thought it was like hidden forever before. Doesn't hear me coming. Alright. I want some speed. Let's figure out how to cook Fleet Lotus. Make speed loot. Wild Fleet Lotus recipe. Mix 4 of these with a dragon to make a 30-minute haste potion. I have 4 of them. Minute haste potion. Take it. What are we doing? We need to finalize our memories now, because I keep forgetting about that. Cover champion memory. They're special there. Champion's Ballad. But they're there anyways. That one won't come up until we actually do. You'd think I would have them by now. Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. I'm just missing the one in the Princess Place. We're missing that one along the path, which is nearby. One is along the river. That's like down here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, bottom of the swamp. We'll just put a marker there. I wonder why we don't have a... That's my home. What's the closest location? Right there. 47 hours. It looks to be a fast stream. We're already an hour and a half in. We've done nothing. Absolutely nothing. Hear her footsteps. It's quiet. There's our horse. That Endura caravan.
Yep.
One of these sides of the river. Where we're swimming. What's this one? Asking through. There's a shrine nearby. Wow. Time to recall. Real sad dream. Real sad memory. One of our lowest points. We are fleeing Hyrule Castle. Alright.
How did it come to this? The divine beasts, the guardians, they've all turned against us. It was Calamity Ganon. It turned them all against us. And everyone, Mifa, Urbosa, Rivali and Daruk, they're all trapped inside those things. It's all my fault. Our only hope for defeating Ganon is lost. All because I couldn't harness this cursed power. Everything I've done up until now, it was all for nothing. So I really am just a failure. All my friends, the entire kingdom, my father most of all. I tried and I failed them all. I left them all to die.
She didn't want to remember. Who would after that? Let's humor the thought. There you go. There's a stable and a shrine ahead. We're just doing this out of habit. Hopefully it's a quick one. Shields from water. That's right. The homework. Yep. We're gonna be Goofus. I want to see if this actually works. Triple shot, ancient arrow. Yep, it does. I had more arrows already though. I guess they must not have saved my crashed in. Are you kidding me? I had it and then I just failed my jump there? Try it again. Luckily all I lost was my temporary heart that I got from... Do 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 do. Travman has songs in his head. Do 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 do. They play around in his all day. Do do do. Shut.
Urbosa's fury is ready.
Thanks, Urbosa. Wetland Shrine. We are in the wetlands, and there is a crime happening. Shield up. Literally coming as fast as I can. Oh, thanks. Might have been the thing stew without you. What have you used in return? What this? AC Elixir, thank you.
Ah.
I like watching the river flow by. Is that just a crime? Seeing the water stream so peacefully makes it hard to believe that great calamity has happened. Then the monsters attack out of nowhere, and then I think, oh right, time to head back to the stables. Ugh, whatever. I mean, dude, you're over here on this bridge. You can literally look over there and see how crazy the castle is. Okay. Anyway. We wanted to get these dyed, so we have the other look.
Hey!
These are fun. These colors. Okay, so that one. That one. This is the one that everyone wears. The one keeping the color scheme. I like this one better. Yeah. Now we look like we belong to the Sheikah. Okay. So, and the next thing I want to do is... Do I really care to go to top of Mount Hebra? No, I don't. Everything else. So we need to castle, and then we need to get to the point at Zelda's Tower, and then we need to get the file memory. So, let's... We're not gonna use any of our crazy stuff until it's time, I don't think. Maybe we will. See how we're feeling. How frisky we're... Going in. Going hard. Why isn't this up to level... Oh, that one's level 4, that's why. I'm like, why isn't it higher? We'll use... Master Sword, because we have it, and it'll break apart at this point. And we're dealing with the... buttholes, that... arrow... Yeah. There's several ways to get in here. I've always heard the way to get back in easily is through the waterfalls in the back. Yeah, if you go from the if you go through the front door, you can front door. There we go. If you go to the front door, there's an entryway down here that you can go through to get to other things. Our main goal is just to get to the top. Not even to the top, but like castle is proper. And also Zelda's place. So let's just do the admin one. There's not like a shrine out here, you know? Badu Hillside. Needs more in the new game than this one, I hear. We aren't finishing it yet, but we're gonna get close. I think there's also a shrine inside the castle. Which it's like in the moat. That's like secret boat zone. You know, I've been through here, thinking about it. Yeah, I drove this way and came from the side when I decided to butthole. Run the place down when you did. Love seeing all the colors. Way neater than otherwise. Now we have our Zora set, we can climb the waterfalls like a monster. And then see it coming. You'll play the game sometime. Yeah, I think we praise for it. There's the waterfalls. Take it in. Get a big bomb off. up. We got it. Get air, change of clothes. Would happen in real life, but bad woman on a mission. Oh, there's an entryway into the. Go that way. See. Cutscene time. Excellent. Who is in there? We're out here. Who is stopping the calamity for hundreds of years? For over 100 years. But look at that. They took us away from the waterfall because we sit in the cutscene. Here we go, here we go. Check me out.
Rivali's Gale is now ready.
The champion's skills come back faster when you're inside the tower. Sword is powered, which is why we're using it. We are going in with the protection set. Towers. We're approaching the tower from this side. That's it right there, actually. Memory time. I always see the speedrunners get here. I never realized, like, they don't have the Rivali's Gale and thing, so it's always like a challenge for them to get here. I'm like, what the fuck? Why? Because they don't have anything. They're literally shirtless lingering out 3 hearts. The reason we did that again is because we need to get to the last memory.
Incredible. We're at a point now where we can actually control them. At the current rate, we'll soon know all we need to know about the Guardians and the Divine Beasts. And should Ganon ever show itself again, we'll be well positioned to defend ourselves.
What are you doing out here, Zelda?
I was assessing the results of the experiment with the Guardians. These pieces of ancient technology could be quite useful against them.
I know that. They are essential to Hyrule's future, and our research demands that we keep a close eye on them. However, as the princess, you currently have a crucial unfulfilled responsibility to your kingdom. Let me ask you once more. When will you stop treating this as some sort of childish game?
I'm doing everything I can. I'll have you know that I just recently returned from the Spring of Courage, where I offered every ounce of my prayers to the goddess.
And now you are here wasting your time. You need to be dedicating every moment you have to your training. You must be single-minded in unlocking the power that will seal Calamity Ganon away.
I already am. Don't you see? There's nothing more I can do. My hope is that you'll allow me to contribute here in whatever way I can.
No more excuses, Zelda. Stop running away from your duty. As the king, I forbid you to have anything to do with these machines from this moment on, and command you to focus on your training. Do you know how the gossip mongers refer to you? They are out there at this moment, whispering amongst themselves that you are the heir to a throne of nothing. Nothing but failure. It is woven into your destiny that you prove them wrong. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
We found the location of multiple pictures. Then we're gonna go ahead and move our travel medallion just in case we're ready to rock. We can jump over one. Man, still shot at me. Power Master Sword goes crazy. Edge duality. I think we're gonna put with this one. Not a common sword. Very sick looking sword though. More interesting than this, which everyone is always here. The Royal Guards bow. Which we want. Strongbow. Made with ancient technology. Prototype Sheikah made bow was designed to fight Calamity, the Great Calamity, ancient technology. It was high rate of fire and firepower, those little edge duality. They're gonna use Thunderbolt. So. 3D, your diary. Yeah, so this is like Zelda's diary herself, and they're looking through some things here. They kind of correlate to what we've just seen. This diary line talks about how Zelda talks to Link. Link opens up to her and tells him basically with so much at stake and so many eyes upon him, feels necessary to stay strong and to silently bear any burden. That's why in canon Link doesn't speak. least in this game. Alright. So, we wanted to place ourselves at the top of the tower just to get the spot secured, saying that we're ready to kill Ganon. What we can do? Here, do this. Technically right there is the fight, so we just get ourselves in a nice spot to do it. Alright. Yeah, the entrance, perfect. And all the guys' lights are shining in here. Very cool. We'll go ahead and place the travel beacon here. I was seeing something funny that I was looking up where the armors are that I want to find here while we're in here. Oh, wow. And one of them is literally on the second floor of this room, which is where the fight happens. So I'm like, how the hell do we get there? I think we need to get up to the second floor to get into it, to get to it. I'm just now looking for an entrance here. Raleigh, let's do this. You gotta be away. Just glad it's not raining right now. That thing looks like a gross organ in there. Lucky. Nice thing about while you're inside the tower, the powers of the champions come through faster. If I walk in entirely, I think that activates the fight, so we're trying not to do. Looks like a spot here you. Wow, yeah, that's just pretty. But actually a real spot. There we go. This is pretty gross in here. There's the arm I'm looking for. This is the top side of Ganon's crap, and it looked like...
Rivali's Gale is now ready.
Rivali. Looks like there's technology going into him, like make him like get birthed. Royal Guard cap. This spiffy cap is part of the uniform for Hyrule's Royal Guard. It's lighter than it looks and is easy to move in. Rather rare find. Yeah, how weird is that, man? Like, pretty gross. You can come in here and like look and see. Oh, there's the organ. Cool. So we're gonna continue on back to get the memory, I believe. I said leave, right? Yeah. Hit the wrong button. Cap. We'll find it. Not very hard to find where it is. Alright. We have the last memory. So now we go back to Kakariko. Until Impa, we have the last memory. Then she will direct us to the final memory, which is required for the true ending of the game. We're doing it tonight. I don't care. We're finishing it. Did this for a month and a half. Did my note. Got distracted with life and Ampa's awake. Talk to her now. Pura. Paya. I like Paya's hair. I love how layered it is. Oh, it's you, Princess Zelda. Don't speak about that. Something the matter? Me? Did you do it? Polished and garden deities. Zelda, I want you to know that the path you walk is... Paya, like, really crushes on you when talks to you more. I don't know why it's not happening now. Whatever. Oh well, you returned. What is it? No. All 12 pictures already? You finally visited every place? Then I suppose it's time. I'll reveal the location of the file memory. This is the final picture. Does it look familiar? From this village, you should be able to get there in a half day's time. Now go, Princess. Seek out what I have shown you. Okay. So I found out how to get that heirloom. We have to do all the silly side quests here in town. Painting guy is not. I'll sleep till. Go from there. Look, chicken. That happens to be one of the quests. Return this guy's cuckoos. Do most of all the games. There's just one on the roof. Oh. I love how I'm like, I'm rushing, I gotta get it done, I'm gonna get it done. And I decide, I'm gonna get all the cuckoos. Because, yeah, why not? I feel like someone yells at me for getting near these trees. I'll wake you up. We have that low-level hasty elixir. That. That's it. There he is. I just need the audio cues to like kind of get an idea where you're supposed to look. Hilarious. Out here? No. Did I just get this one earlier? Did. Wondering. They're resetting on me because I'm walking out of town and not realizing it. Shit. So all those birds I've grabbed already don't count. Appreciate that. I feel like you're making progress. You're driving, shooting yourself for that trend. Yeah, me rushing, making things work harder on myself. Yeah, where's my pumpkins? You clean that here pumpkin. Perfect there, it's a horse. One with the trees I can't get into because the lady will yell at me. Are they seriously teleporting back to the where they were? Okay. We're officially giving up because I've gotten these birds 3 times. They keep going back to where their zones are. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong if they're just not going back where they're supposed to. I throw this bird in here, sit by the fire, and it's back outside this gate, and then we're done. Because this is silly. One with the plum trees I can't get to because the lady will yell at me for getting to her plum trees. Yep, okay, it's back. So we're not gonna bother because they don't stay in there. Doesn't count that they're even in there. Okay, so never mind. Final memory. Not here by Fort Hot, no. Tenno. And that's frustrating. I got those birds 10 times over, and they're just not there. Bugger. I wanted to try and do that quest line so we can get the whole thing with Paya, but it's not going to work out when I'm losing the birds just by existing all their lives. Horse. Smile. Out here in the middle of all the guardians. There was. Well, I'll watch them all again in sequence when we go to finish everything. Been sparsed out through the entire playthrough so far. I've got them all. Finish it. Plus, early ones, I think you saw me having errors with.
Link, save yourself. Go. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. Run!
The only way to attack is the eyeball. Finally finds her power. She doesn't destroy everything, she just turns them off.
Was that the power?
Battle of the goddess.
No.
Those little
No! Link, get up!
Those little battle of the goddess.
You're going to be just fine.
Chills. Chills, man.
So he can still be saved?
Princess! Princess, are you all right?
Take Link to the Shrine of Resurrection. If you don't get him there immediately, we are going to lose him forever. Is that clear? So make haste and go. His life is now in your hands.
And the next thing she does. It's cool looking at the timeline of how that all works out. Curious what'll be said here. Normally it's Zelda calling out for Link, but no one else is here. Very cool. So, like I was saying, after she gains her power and sends Link to the Shrine of Resurrection, she then takes the Master Sword and places it at the pedestal in the Korok Forest, waited to wait for Link when he returns. And and then she goes to Hyrule Castle to take on Ganon. That's how it goes in canon, anyways. But here in Breath of the Wild, I mean, that's what happens. That's what happened. Then in Zelda's Ballad, Link disappears. Like, he wakes up and runs away, I guess. Or never returned. Okay. So, we want to get the Hylian Shield. That's what we're going to do. We're going to head to the top of the tower, we're going to glide our way down and find our way into the basement and go find the Hylian Shield. And then we will go and fight. We'll get the Royal Guard's armor and stuff. And then we will come back up here and fight Ganon. Alright. Are you serious? I did that? No, let me go. Cool. Wasted my power. You don't see me. It's wild to think this is like how the actual like pathway up to the castle would be. Like, seriously, would there be like this like rocky crap to get up to the castle? Seems not realistic to me. So you see, we're making our way down to the entrance down here. Sometimes there are Lionels in here that like defend the place, but like you have to like want to get into a fight with them to run into them. So this is the way the game like kind of suggests you go. There's like tips and stuff in the game about like, hey, you know, you can go through the basement and get into the Hyrule Castle safely. We're gonna humor ourselves here and go through it. Come on, seriously? Wow. Yep, we haven't done yet. Does that even hurt you? No, I guess not. I was hoping it would. But it don't. You know what it does? Bombs. Get out of here. Me too. Almost hit me. Ah, wood. Once we're more on foot, we'll worry about getting our speed boost. It's kind of neat.
Rivali's Gale is now ready.
It's totally just one option to get into the castle. You don't have to go this way, but you can. Just buried guardians down here. There's also like a... There's also a pot string, that's right. I don't know why I remembered that. I'm not gonna bother with that Korok, that seems that's silly right now. Is that a bomb or anything? For those of you who've played Ocarina of Time, you recognize a lot of the piano organ sounds from ascending the tower in Ocarina of Time, where we're ascending Hyrule Castle then, 'cause that's where you hear like that organ throughout it. Throughout Hyrule Castle is a Link. Make your approach to attack Ganondorf. That leads up into the we're wanting to go take on the Southos in here, so we can get ourselves good and shoot. Fuck hit me. Are you serious? What to say about that? Hyrule Castle is a hotbed if you're looking for monster parts and things to fight monsters with. Topaz, I'll take it. There's our quarry. Quarry? Using 1 hours for this. That's nice already. Run. Butt stomp. Heard myself his own butt stomp. Hilarious. Eyeball's already here. Nice. That was easy enough. Just appeared. Hinox tooth. I never fought a lot of Hinoxes in for our playthrough. Not really using a lot of these weapons, but we'll take photos of them. We have opportunity to do so. Come on. Nope. Zoom out. Silly goose. Roll halberd. Roll broadsword. Get thunderblade. I have a spot for it. Now I do. Hylian shield. Special task by the Hyrule family, along with the legend of the hero who wielded it. Those capabilities and durability outshine all other shields. Well, that's true. You don't protect against Guardian blasts. We'll use it for the flavor. Go time. Now, there's gotta be a better hair piece than that. I like this, but the hair is too wild and crazy, I think. Short ponytail? Looks funny. I'm not gonna be happy now what I do, so let's just stick with this for now. The lighting here is wicked. Be a dude. Any other fish to fry? Master Sword and Hylian Shield. Hylian Shield. I get that wrong every time. It's the same Hylian. Layan. Hylian. You there! You bag of dicks. Oh, on my healed up enough. Oh no! Oh no! Took a quarter of damage, and now I can't do my sword throw like I wanted to. Oh god, he took a lot more health than I thought he would. Thanks, Urbosa. Royal Guard Spear. I didn't even notice he dropped that. Take a photo of it. Use that for a while. Yeah, I'll reuse that. Use my there. I'm like, why am I still way up? Gnarl's Fang. Wow. Hidden in a place in the castle. Crazy. That. So we could the guests to go up enough to get into the castle. Next to the outside. Not going there yet. Knock down some gum. Alright. Trying to find out where the boots are for any of these things. Let's see. This one's here. We are here. Okay. We are closer to that. Oh, what's happened there? We're closer to one of these than the others. After that one. Which is get to that. Need to exit and you know what? It's time. Let's get that crazy speed boost. We didn't make it for nothing, right? And look at us go. Maybe get our cheat code or something. Stand there for a second. What you mean? Thanks, Taruk. So yeah, we need to get out to the wall and jump down. Supersonic racing. Feet on the ground. Not that way. You're there. Boomerang. Speedrunners use these things all the time. They are an easy, strong weapon. The ancient arrows I used. Speedrunners will come in here to the guard chambers all the time because it's the barracks. You can basically come in here and get a ton of shit you would want.
Urbosa's Fury is ready.
You coming this way, boy? You want some of this? And he came up here like, the way he moves is so scary because he moves way too fast. Then again, here I am. They burnt this dude to death, that's good. There's the chest I was looking for. Royal Guard boots. These boots are part of the uniform of Hyrule's Royal Guard. They are a fine blend of style and function, and rather fair find. This guy's got a crazy sword one. Not to take it, at least take a photo. Swords. Strunk. Royal Guard's Claymore. Nice tree. Very essence of. We're not gonna use that. Also, this is the Claymore. Also baller. I think this lasts longer technically than that one does. I have one of those. We're good. The dragon piece, right? Savage Lionel Shield. Holy shit. Wow. Not expecting to run into a Savage Lionel Shield. But here. Ultimate Lionel Shield only used by white-haired Lionels. Excels defending against even the most brutal attacks and cutting down enemies. Yeah, it has blades on it, so you can literally break away, hit people. Okay. And in here, another dragon piece in here. Fangs, man. Fangs for days. Maybe I can get fangs if they were claws. Right? Claws and horns. Okay. We got the one piece, and then we just need the last piece, which is on the other side. And I exit this place. Can I go this way? The answer isn't no. The answer is it's complicated. Alright, it's turned into it now. Could have sworn there was a way to get through here. I guess it was more from just existing in this place than they're actually fighting things. Which is kind of funny. Back out here. We need to go up and over. And over. This is not that bad. The scarier part for me, honestly, is out there in the remains of what was Hyrule Town. There's just guardians all over that place, and it's just freaky as all get out. No gracias. Am I going down too far? I am, but I move fast enough I can avoid it. This is the entrance. We're gonna take a second to be stealthy. Just ignore these guys as they hang out and do this. Okay. In that room, or is it in Longston? Look at Moon's grandma running around here. Like Impa. Nice, another royal weapon. Chew. Yeah, the church has something. Word by. Let's say a Sheikah made replica of what? Cool. So, now we can look at our fancy new outfit. I look really, really dapper, but now I have this hat on. Really pleased to look. Charge, attack, stamina up. Very spiffy. Alright. Now it's time. We've delayed long enough. There's nothing left to wait around for. Time to finally end this. Going in as a champion. They like rearranged my outfit again. Time today. We'll be using Urbosa's shield, Volley's bow. We got the Master Sword, but we will instead use Miva's trident. Good. Frustrating part, we can't teleport to our travel medallion while we're in here. We have to leave and then teleport to it. Silly. So silly. Coming. I take it back. We're gonna use Erebos's Scimitar of the Seven. We are Gerudo after all. Sitting here questioning myself again. Just do it, dude. You're a champion and you're a Gerudo. You're here. It's time. And you know what? I'm literally like second guessing myself because I'm supposed to pull the like, all the scenes you see always have the Master Sword. No, screw it. We're doing this as part of the champions. I'm different. Whoa. Whoa. I don't even remember this. It's been so long. And every time I see someone play this, I always see this cutscene. Oh, that's right. The lights just happened. gross bug.
Now my moment has finally come. Brace yourself, Ganon, for the sting of my revenge!
This will be our final opportunity. We will not fail.
Let's go! Now! Open up wide, Ganon!
100 years in the making. Hold on, Princess. Our moment has arrived.
It all comes down to this. They still like me to take out the Master Sword. That's hilarious. I see now on it. We're spoiled with having the always bow. Being able to just like triple shot him with these ancient arrows. Whew. Scary, scary. No, we are using her bows as weapon. The Scimitar of the Seven. Bows is here with me. Immune, no state. Had my bow out. That was the problem. Alright, we're here. We're doing it. Take his asshole out.
The roof protection now ready to roll.
You need the Master Sword. Fighting with the champions. Our wills are one. and to reunite with Link the horse. Normally there'd be some voiceover.
Ganon. Ganon was born out of a dark past. He is a pure embodiment of the ancient evil that is reborn time and time again. He has given up on reincarnation and assumed his pure, enraged form. If set free upon our world, the destruction will be unlike anything ever seen before.
Hatred and malice incarnate. Gift from the goddess. All your bows too good. Now we have... You summon this bow and arrow for the battle with Dark Beast Ganon. When wielded, it fires an arrow of pure light and strong enough to oppose the calamity. I summon the bow. So, what we're gonna do is stop now and rewatch the memories, even though we have it, but it's not there. Isn't that weird? Are they just like... renamed in order, I guess? How do we view them? Can I watch them here? I'm trying to... Oh well, it's bugged for me, so I can't do it. So whatever. And we're stalling. Go ahead and throw on, appropriate garb. We are Gerudo. We are Gerudo warriors. We're out here doing our thing. Mother is Urbosa. She adopted us after our own mother died. That's what we're here to do. Begin. Pay homage to our family. I was wondering where we were. There's this patch of Hyrule Field. Oop. I'm waiting for the belly shot. Big dude. Come out of town. Now the world should go crazy. small shot. Whew, scary. Never had that problem before. Curious what's gonna happen here. Because it can't be Zelda. But it is. I guess I can't change this. I'll swallow you up again. No, I don't think so. I was really curious how they were going to handle this. And it is just Zelda with Zelda. Destroy Ganon, complete. That's how they're handling it. By cutting out the conversation with Link. Because there is not one. Link is gone. So it was Zelda on her own. Zelda who defeated Calamity Ganon, Zelda who defeated Dark Beast Ganon, and then Zelda who then remembered her awakened power and sealed Ganon. I forget if the extra like true ending is they have to like watch the credits for it, or if it just comes up. Zelda true ending skip credits. We're gonna try. Yep. Good. We don't watch all that.
We'll make our way to Zora's domain. Divine Beast Varuta. Looks like it's stopped working. Let's investigate the situation. Mifa's father. I believe he would like to hear more about her. The least we can do is visit him and offer him some closure. Although Ganon is gone for now, there is still so much more for us to do, and so many painful memories that we must bear. I believe in my heart that if all of us work together, we can restore Hyrule to its former glory. Perhaps even beyond, but it all must start with us. Let's be off.
Okay. That's how they handle it.
I can no longer hear the voice inside the sword. I suppose it would make sense if my power had dwindled over the past 100 years. surprised to admit it, but I can accept that.
She never wanted it to begin with. That makes total sense to me. Hell yeah. And that's the game, folks. We've done it at 48 and a half hours. We've finally done it. Hard to believe that's taken this long, but we did it. So, talk about the mod. Obviously, they couldn't remove some things that were just already there, part of the game. Like, the true ending there, that's not going to be modded out. That's just how it is. The cutscenes is what it is. They did chop up how things in there with Ganon fight to totally remove conversation with Link. But other than that, solid. They did a great job of making like a succinct story for Zelda being the hero, because Link's gone. Link died. Basically died. They tried to revive him, and he didn't come back. Only Zelda did. Thus, Zelda had to take it on herself to wake up 100 years later and fight the calamity. That somehow was sealed away in the castle for years. But yeah, did it, guys. Very excited to finally wrap this up. Zelda's Ballad. Amazing time. As always, if you like what you see, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. The doobly-doo, you can find all my contact information if you're on YouTube. I'll also go ahead and pop into this Twitch stream now, all my information in case you wanted to follow me there. Anywhere else. You have me wherever I do things and whatever's going on there. And yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna at least do the beginning of like Tears of the Kingdom, like the Great Plateau tutorial area, so you can at least get that out there. And then I'll do whatever I feel like doing, because the game's important to me, like this game was. But I don't want to make myself not enjoy it first. You know what I mean? More important that I have fun with the game that I've been excited for all year than me ruining it because I want to stream it and share it with you. So, well, I'll share what I share, and it might be some no face cam streams because I just feel like sharing my gameplay and doing that. So, yeah. Also, if you're on Twitch, consider using your Twitch Prime to help support the channel. Greatly appreciated. But we did it for 8.5 hours. We finally moved on. Finally get out of here. And what an appropriate song to end with, Zelda's Lullaby. Good night, everybody.